Hello, everybody. It's Friday night. And it's not Saturday night, it's Friday night. And a lot more people are out on Friday nights, which differentiates you, the viewer. A lot of people on Friday nights, they like to do unhealthy things for your lifestyle, drinking, alcohol, nicotine,
Smoking a J.
supporting Altria, basically.
Mhm.
Or they could even be going to Target. But where real men go on Friday and Saturday nights is the Cashflow Kings live channel at 8 o'clock Eastern. Fiscal, how you doing? You know, it's the holiday season. Season's greetings, as the kids say.
Yep. So, just gearing up for a for a fascinating weekend.
I
And
always the good stuff at the family dinner table. You got, the racist uncle, the aunt who's a little, too socially conscious. It's always a
mm,
fun time. And we got
well,
Unknown coming in here. I love drugs. Good start to the live.
nice. Well, yeah, I'm not spending the holiday with my family, so, I'm finding other activities to do. So,
Oh,
yeah.
smart man. That's a break for you.
Well, I already gave them Thanksgiving. I can't be too generous, you know what I mean?
You gotta save the money. If you're already spending money to go out, you gotta be cheap. You gotta, especially if you're buying the Due Dividend Stock Drugs merchandise. Link in description.
That's
You
true.
gotta be saving money these days. The holiday,
Yeah.
budgets are tight.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, for a Christmas gift to yourself, gotta get one of those tank tops.
Oh, what have I heard about? I've heard so many things in the gym. I did hit a PR today since it is Friday too, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard that if you wear it, you're more likely to hit a PR.
That's true. That's nonfiction right there. That's real stuff. You're
Hmm.
one more likely to hit a PR. You look bigger because it's a black shirt, and if you wear black, it's literally scientifically. I'm not even BSing this, guys. If you wear black, you're appearing to look, bigger and leaner. That's what the color said, not me.
Yep.
But go do the dividend stocks, not drugs. That's a lifestyle. It's not. It's not.
100%.
It's not a schnick. It's a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle. And you know what they say, bitches love dividends.
They do. who unless it's from Yield Max. That may be the one exception.
No, that'll turn them off, man.
Yeah, we got our first. I haven't even looked at the analytics, and I'm going to right now. But we got our first official hate comments on our last live. If you guys haven't seen it, oh yeah, 70% like ratio. That's good. That's solid actually. I'm pretty happy with that.
70% is pretty bad, bro.
That's good for us. We get more engagement.
I know. Well, I mean, honestly,
It's good in the case that we get in the rankings of disliked on our channel. That's probably
on my main channel, I get I get like 98% likes
yeah,
or
me too.
something.
I barely drop below 10%, and if it or below 90, and if it is, it's usually because title. People watch 5 seconds and just click off.
Yeah, I've got a lot of I've got some loyalists who always give me the thumbs up. So
those are real men, and those are real men and women, I should say.
Yes,
if you haven't already, hit the like.
They're real people. They're real ones.
Yeah, those are the people that don't leave you during the tough times.
That's right. No, they're pretty much all that's watching right now, man. Like this, I'm in view poverty right now, bro.
Yeah, we got it. Are you in a bit of a slump?
Oh, 100%. And partly it might be because my upload frequency is all jacked up, but just in general, the I feel like the videos I do post are just not getting the usual amount of traffic. So
I had that pretty much. I'm in a weird spot right now. I'm not I think me and you kind of peaked in October, September, right around there.
I think like late summer.
Yeah, we did. We were
probably.
And then November was ass. December's been all right. It's been in the middle. It's okay.
December's been absolute dog crap for me, but again, it's probably because I'm not really hitting it hard like I usually do. But
you got November, you got December, I got November, so it's a trade off.
I mean, November was crap for me too, but there was 8 days where only one video went up because of Thanksgiving. So
yeah. Well, the Cashflow Kings channel is growing. We have 65 subscribers now, and weekly recaps are popping off. The people are interested.
That's good. I'm glad we're popping off. Hey, there was one point in time where I was excited to get 50 subs on my original channel. So
that's
I remember that.
those were the good days. Those were the glory days.
That was a few months ago, bro.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's all perspective. I encourage you to do the same because it's a fun video to do. Do like a New Year's goals and recap video. Oh, it is so fun. It is so.
Maybe I'll do it New Year's weekend. Just like,
and when you look back at it, when you look back at them in a few years, it's even better. Oh, we got double D's in the chat. Hey, you too. Hello, dividend dude.
Nice. How goes?
All right, Fiscal. What a week for a multitude of reasons. It could be outperforming the market. It could be
certainly was outperforming the market.
Me buying some new stocks. It could be. I'm just gonna say here, Nike went down 10%, guys. I'm a bad investor. I apologize. Nike stock did go down 10%.
Hey, do you know who wouldn't have bought Nike stock before it went down?
Probably Warren Buffett.
Joseph Carlson.
He that's funny because I think he actually used to own it and sold it too. Joseph. Oh, I have a new update on the plot too.
Oh, really?
So today I was looking back at the video's comments for Giggles, right? So I'm looking and something isn't adding up. He deleted one of his comments. It was the essay long one, and I literally have proof. He went back and deleted it like a month later. So that's
wow,
kind of funny. I mean,
he probably doesn't like me calling him all those names, and probably just
the Target one was a little too personal, I think.
Yeah, it's all right.
But he's right, we're wrong. So that's what it is at the end of the day.
I kind of feel good knowing that we hurt his feelings a little bit. I guess he's not just an emotionless robot.
It caught me off guard there. But yeah, that's actually kind of funny. I won't even lie. Like, I don't know. If you have 300K, I wouldn't be too, focused or worried about somebody with 1.7K.
Yeah.
I wouldn't write an essay in a comment section over it. That's for sure.
For sure.
And then go back and delete it.
His ego made him do that, and then and then he went back and deleted it, which makes him look even worse. So
it is what it is at the end of the day. I was thinking, like, half of me was like, should I put him in the title and thumbnail again? And I'm like, yeah, I think I should, because I put him in the one today for fun. It was just about don't copying other people's investing, and I didn't mention them. I just wanted to get them mad. So that's what it is at the end of the day.
Well, you did really present two separate ends of the spectrum, because I think in terms of how they invest, Jeremy and Joseph Carlson are pretty polar opposite in their approach to what kind of companies they buy and talk about on their channels.
Jeremy's just a degenerate.
One of them buys Tattooed Chef. The other one buys like Apple.
Who do you respect more, Jeremy or Big Joe?
As a person or an investor?
Ooh, this is hard. I think Can we put him into one?
As an investor, definitely both. JC.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah.
As a person though,
person, I think Jeremy's a nicer guy, probably.
I could see myself getting along with Jeremy.
I legitimately think Jeremy is just in over his head and thinks he's way better than he really is. And I think he really believes the things he's saying, and he's just not as smart.
He's just kind of stupid. Jeremy's kind of look like a homeless person these days. Have you seen him? He's got like a big beard now. He's looking a little scruffy.
I mean, him and me can both dress like bums then, and get asked if we own any real shirts together. It'd be cool.
Oh, this gets me into my next thing, and I want to kind of make this an episode of recapping what we learned this year, and something. We got Unknown comes in. He's got $9.83 in cash right now. I think somewhere that I've really grown as an investor, and I mentioned it in the video, the New Year's one at least. I think I'm really damn good at conserving cash right now.
Yeah,
I think that's somewhere I've really struggled. You could look at my past portfolio updates, like missing a ton of opportunities because I didn't have cash. Going immediately into winter right after lawn mowing stopped, and just not having cash in 2 weeks.
That's the thing.
I'm proud of myself.
I always I spent a long time transitioning from cash to stock in the value portfolio. When
I thought you were going to say Ameritrade to Schwab.
No. Well, I mean that too, but it's like I do believe in, if you have a lot of cash, take your time transitioning from cash to stock, and always try to keep a little cash around, because, like, what if, in my example, like, what if PayPal dropped to like $40 and I couldn't pick up more shares because all my cash was gone, right? Like, if I think that's one of the best opportunities in the market at the current price, if it went down another 30% and I don't have any cash, man, I'd be kicking myself,
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Where do you think? I know this is kind of a loaded question, but where do you think the big areas of growth have been for you as an investor this year, and person too? If we're on the topic of investing and people,
Boy,
you can go back to it. You can have time to think.
yeah. I mean, I do think that just maybe reevaluating how conservative I am in some cases. Like, I went back and, like, looked at Apple, for example. At one point in time, I was coming up with, oh, if Apple goes to $100, I'm interested. But then you know, I I questioned, the validity of that, and went back and, changed some of my assumptions, and I've become more willing to give a slightly higher valuation to companies that have a higher level of quality, have wide moats, that kind of thing.
Continue.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings a smile on my
but
face.
at the end of the day, my price still probably comes in cheaper than most for a lot of those things. But
And that's because your situation is different than most
yeah,
people's, correct?
but I also I think with regards to my SCHD destroyer project, not trying, like, really coming up with what I thought was a good blend of yield and growth without taking value into consideration was an important exercise for me.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
yeah, that I think those are some of the things that helped me. Obviously, just being on YouTube and having to actually articulate what I'm buying and why, and actually have to, field questions from the comments.
Accountability, right? Accountability.
Yeah. I don't know how much I like it when I make a video about a stock and then it goes up a lot, and then, like a month later, and then they come and people actually remember that and they go back into the comments and give me credit
I
for the
happened to
good
meet
call.
today, but for Nike.
And I kind of tell them, hey, like, that's not really the message here of buy it and it's going to go up in a month and therefore I'm right. It's more like buy it, and if it's good, in 10 years, then, probably yes. But 30 days isn't really enough time.
Yeah, that happened to me today with Nike.
Mhm.
Obviously, we'll get into Nike, trust me. But it went down, and somebody commented, "This ended up well." With a smirky comment, it was like the weirdest saga of comment ever. Like, he came off real snarky at first, and I've been dealing with a lot of hate comments recently. I got all the communities have been attacking your boy recently, so I'm in kill mode. No, so I'm like, no, you will always got to people like you who it was actually nice. The conversation, it got turned around. He was nice, and he actually liked the channel. So
That's good.
good learning experience. Not to come off as a smug cock, as you would say.
Well, there are times where you can win people over.
Yeah.
Heck, my Oatly guy ended up being like,
no.
Yeah, he ended up getting an MPW and like, saying good things about me because it went up a lot. Or
No. I haven't seen a lot of them recently on my channel.
Yeah, no, yeah, and you know what? Honestly, after when Oatly, like, went up from like 80 cents to like $1.20 or whatever it was, and his 55,000 shares did quite well. He left like a zillion comments, and I just replied to the one that I saw that, like, was stating like how much money he was making on it, and I just said, "Hey, congrats on the win."
That's the right way to go about it. I could never do that.
Yeah, no, doesn't bother me.
Yeah, one thing I want to grow out this year also, before you get an unknown comment here, I'm trying to deal with hate comments better and people attacking me. It's not that it like negatively impacts me personally. I can truthfully say, right hand to God, that I've never walked away from like a screen and like been genuinely impacted by somebody saying something to me over the internet. But like, I probably think it doesn't help that I constantly engage with it. So I'm aware of it, everybody. I'm working on it. I can't promise I'll figure it out, but I'll work on it. I promise. Unknown says I unfortunately can't add cash to my small custodial. Oh, that's messed up. How does that know? Why won't they let you? This brings me into another topic. I gotta say this, and sorry to the feds here, but F you. You're a poo-poo head, Ryan. But no, the F the feds, honestly. It's ridiculous how hard it is for, young people to start a Roth IRA. I have like 3 or 4 sources of income in my life right now, and probably 2 or 3 of them could be considered qualified income or earned income. And it's just ridiculous how impossible it is to start a retirement account in America. So, yeah, F the feds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it would be easier if you had a W-2.
Yeah. Well, the issue is, one, YouTube income isn't my name yet. That's probably because I started it when I was 17. So
it has to transfer from, I'm assuming, like a parent or something.
Yeah, we have to work on that. And if you did it like I literally set it up like 2 months ago, so that's like kind of a fast transition. Yeah. I don't know how much I'd love that, like legality wise, like a little sketchy. So I want to kind of wait for that, and then obviously lawn mowing money's under counter. I really hope an FBI agent isn't watching this right now, or somebody from the IRS.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to get you for like the $25 you made mowing somebody's lawn.
My dividends, which I think that's stupid.
I mean, like if you pay your kid an allowance for doing chores, is that like, does that count too? Like, come on.
Yeah. Oh, this is absolute buffoonery. My parents don't want me to take the risk. I think they just want to learn investing before I invest. Yeah, what are you gonna buy? If it's just like an ETF, just show them long-term history, and I think you'll be fine. But if you're out here making Joseph Carlson trades and transactions and Kathy Wood, I'm not a fan.
I mean, that kind of sucks. How long do you have before you can just own the account outright yourself and just do what you want with it?
Yeah, that's interesting. That'll be interesting to keep tabs on. But Nike stock, I want to talk about that.
Sure.
Down 10% after earnings. Trades $110 right now, which I actually was surprised about how high it still kind of is. That kind of ran away from me. Yeah. Main reason was because of cost cutting initiatives. I believe they did fine on revenue and EPS from what I saw, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on Nike.
I mean, I like Nike. I think it's got a wide moat. It's debatable, debatable if it's as wide as Crocs moat or not, but but yeah, I mean, I think if you want something that's got, I mean, they're I would say the Coca-Cola of shoes. I think that's a good analogy, right? So yeah, I definitely think if you're in it for just, long-term compounding and reliability and overall safety, it's probably pretty good. Probably pretty low volatility. I mean, a 10% drop is probably the biggest drop they've had in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's still expensive. That's kind of the
I mean, yeah. About it. Yeah, I mean, how much of a premium is justified?
11% down today. All right, we're talking. Yeah, it was trading at, if it was trading at $90 in September, I bought it around then. Yeah, it's still up like 20% from September. So yippee-ki-yay. I mean,
yeah, and I don't even know what price I had on Nike last time I looked at it. Probably like $75 or something.
Yeah, I'd figure. Yeah, I think something that I've taken away from YouTube this year is being patient and being content for kind of waiting for, especially when it's a new position, just being like extremely patient. I think that's something that I've kind of took away with Hershey. That's happened. Like there's just a lot of companies that like I could be putting money into right now, but if I have prices on them where it's like I'm getting a really, really good deal.
Yeah. And honestly, I think like the patience doesn't stop just because you've bought the stock either, right? Because it could go down a lot.
Yep.
And sometimes it's, just giving it time to do its thing and come back after, it's been in the red for a while. And Intel's the big example in my portfolio of that. It was the first stock I got in my value portfolio, and I kept adding to it because I kept feeling that the lowness, like how low it got, was just completely ridiculous for what Intel has and the potential for their future growth with their big their big building, their big capex, their big plans and all that. And I just kept going and kept going. I held the shares I got at a kind of high price and just kept lowering my cost basis over time. And now that it's back up where I first started the position, I'm up a pretty hefty sum, especially when you
would it be outperforming the market though if you compare it in the last month?
100%, I'd be outperforming the market. Yeah,
that
one is
outperforming the market.
Yeah. Like if you factor in the options premiums I've collected on it and the dividends and how the price has recovered, I've done super well on that, right? But that was a long, that's what most people would think of as a long-term thing. And granted, I don't even think I've held it for that long. It's coming on close to 2 years now. In the next few months that I've had Intel.
So you bought around $55 to around that area?
No, it was 47 is where the first entry point was.
Okay, yeah. You bought a bit after I did back
I started at the initial dip in like early 2022.
Oh, I remember that. Ugh.
Yeah. But the thing is, it just kept going lower and lower and lower. And to the point where there were moments where psychologically I was questioning myself, like, am I missing something? Am I wrong? Am I just a degenerate moron? And am I gonna like go to zero on this? But like but when I would look at things, look at the earnings, listen and read what Pat Gelsinger was saying. This not the stuff about the healthy and competitive dividend, but the other stuff about how they're doing on meeting their goals in terms of their technology and their build out of their fab business, stuff like that. It all sounded like all of that stuff operationally was going well, and it's just financially cutting the dividend was the smart thing to do. And so they did it to, basically not fund the dividend with debt, which I agree with. I don't think companies should be funding their dividends with debt. So
yeah, we've talked about Patty Gelsinger. We like him as like we don't like his businessman moves. We don't think he's the savviest fellow, but hopefully the board can help him with that. But he's the good guy for the job, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not financially wise, but
it's the old thing of get businesses like that in especially technology businesses to work well. They need somebody that dreams big.
Oh yeah.
In like steering the ship at least sometimes, but then other times they need the bean counters, the bean counter types, the CFO types to like kind of rein that in to a certain extent when it's getting a little out of control. And I think that Intel was mostly controlled by those bean counter types, and then they fell behind on research and development and everything. So I think now is the time that they need the guy with the big dreams, and I think that is Patty G. Yeah, good friend Patty G. But
Dividend is getting exposed for not showing his exact performance percentage wise in the chat right now. I'm not too fond of that, but yeah, with it, have I ever told you why I bought Intel and why I've sold? I think I told you a little why I sold, but like why I bought.
I mean, honestly, I thought you bought it mainly for the dividend, and when they cut it, you sold it because it wasn't really a dividend stock anymore in the same way it was when you bought it, right?
Fake news. That's fake news. That's the fakest news. No, but yeah, I did sell it with the dividend cut. I'll go into it why. One, something that I really wanted to work on probably this last year was circle of competency. This is a crazy analogy, but if somebody broke into my house, put a gun to my head, explain Intel's business to me in 5 seconds, or I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going out, guys. I'm going out. I apologize. I'm going out. And I think that's kind of the test. You know, I think with every stock you should be buying, you should know the business in the back of your head, or at least have a really, really good a really good, grasp of it. And that's just somewhere I've, been trying to grow recently. So that was one reason. Continue.
I mean, so I sort of, I agree that you should have an idea of what they do and the place, the market that it fills. Like what does it accomplish in our economy, right? What purpose does the company serve?
I knew the broad, obviously
technology. I think as long as you understand the broad strokes, like the people in the comments, like trying to be experts on microprocessors, it's like, bro, like,
or energy. That's the other one, energy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, let's take a step back. Okay. You're not like, if you own like 10 different companies and they're not all in the exact same industry, are you telling me you're going to get that granular in 10 different industries and actually know what you're talking about and not be talking out your ass?
Yeah.
I really doubt it. So I'm not sitting here trying to become an expert in microprocessors because, I'm not an engineer. But I mean, I know the broad strokes. I know the basic premise. I know what Moore's law is, right? I know how important that is to computing, and I understand, like, in general how those things work. But could I build one? No.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason I got into Intel in the first place, and this was 2 years ago, I'm a changed man. I'm a changed man, but I talked about in the video today, another shameless self-promotion, but I bought it. So dividend data came out with a video on it, Intel. I was really, really excited. I might have had too much Starbucks in my system at the time.
Yeah.
I remember I was walking around upstairs talking about how Intel's going to be, it's the new investment. You look at the PE ratio as well at the time, which was the most simple way of understanding a company's valuation for me back then. They're cheap. How low could it possibly keep going? Mm-hmm. And I knew that, maybe in the short term there could be some issues, but it came down to a circle of competency thing. I didn't understand that they were not a fabless company and the capital expenditures would be like that. And I just bought too emotionally. That's that. And I'd rather have my money compound in something that I know is going to do great for me over the long term than just continuing to kind of ride the Intel horse and continue buying on the dip just to recover. So, I don't regret selling my Intel. I'm happy you're doing well on it, but Patty G.
Right. And hey, like, honestly, MPW is in a pretty similar position for me as far as like how it's doing on price. Like, I started getting into it this year and it sharply declined, and I've been doing the same thing I did there. It's just I'm still red. And with Intel, it's taken about 2 years for that to come back. And so, like, I'm comfortable with riding it out multiple years. It does not.
The dividend for me was another big part of that, because a lot of my investing priority at that time too was dividend income. And if I could wait during that time, just collect that nice yield that they offer, just to be patient, that was a big part of my thesis as well at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's easier to be patient when you're getting a check, right?
Yeah. All right. Sure. Speaking of value unknown, wait till you see this. This is our annual value versus growth portfolio competition update. Start off with the value portfolio. We're doing pretty solid, fellas. We're doing pretty solid. 13.46% gain in a month. Compare that to the S&P 500 in the last month. We're outperforming by a lot, you guys. We're outperforming by, almost 10%. It's a lot of gains right there, guys. That's a lot of gains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Portfolio
value when you get it right can do quite well.
Growth portfolio of 8%. So
yeah.
Nike in the growth portfolio probably isn't helping that. I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry.
That's probably apologies, everyone.
Yeah. So as far as they can always go lower, yeah. But if you really believe in the value, then you should view that as an opportunity to lower your cost basis.
I'm in that situation with Target right now.
If you're worried about them going lower after you buy them, then you're not really that confident in the value.
Absolutely.
You need to reassess. Do a gut check.
I want to talk about this new buy today, and this is a little preview for not only the portfolio update at the end of the month, but the weekly recap, which will be out tomorrow or Sunday, whatever you guys want. I had a new buy today, Fiscal.
What company?
Can you dig it? TKO.
TKO. Nice.
Very small position. I understand my issue. I'm taking this. I'll be honest. It's going to be a smaller position in the portfolio. I'm going to keep it that way. But everybody these days seems to have their own little underground growth company that they're buying up now.
Mm-hmm.
For dividend due to Crocs, Celsius is also another one. But for me, it's going to be TKO. That's a real man's company to buy.
I agree with that.
The only issue, the big thing that's kind of keeping me back from being really aggressive into it right now, and I'll say this, there's not a lot of data yet on the financials.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the one thing.
Right. So yeah, it's tough. When it hasn't existed as a combined business for very long, there's a little bit of guesswork involved, right? I run into this issue with people trying to debate me about Paramount because they'll go back like too far because it's three companies, right? And TKO is two. It's UFC and WWE, right?
Hell yeah.
So yeah, if people were to try to have some kind of a debate with you on the value of it and they pull up historicals from too far back, well, they've jumped the shark on that. You have to just wait. You have to give it some time as a combined business to see how they operate before you can really know. But at the same time, right now,
18P ratio.
Mm-hmm. If you believe in management, which I think you do. I think we've discussed that we're pretty confident in management.
I'm a huge fan.
Then I think it's worth initiating the position and just watching it closely. And readjusting as time goes on with your valuation. And, if it seems like they're doing the things you want them to be doing, grow it. And, if it seems like they're not going the direction you want with how they're running the business, you can always get out.
Yep. Well, circle of competency is no issue here whatsoever. I understand both of the businesses like the back of my hand. I plan to make a more in-depth video on the UFC and their business structure, but essentially, they have UFC 300.
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar you are with their structure, but for 100 and 200, they've done massive events for those. They just stack the pay-per-view.
I do remember those. I'm old enough that like I kind of remember UFC 1. So
it was like the giant versus the tiny guy.
No, it was
a thing.
It was like. It was what made like Ken Shamrock famous.
But yeah, so I'm a giant fan of TKO. I think it's gonna be my little growth gamble play. I'll admit. Actually, I think it's more of an investment than a gamble, but it's a growth play. They do pay a dividend, so I will be getting some passive income from them. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
I am a huge fan of the management. Vincent Dana White.
Everybody get UFC 300 and WrestleMania on pay-per-view to pay Ryan's dividend.
Something to say about that, too. A big reason a few years ago that I was not too happy with, me personally buying UFC individually was Conor McGregor. He was a big, reliance when it came to, pay-per-view. Like, if he weren't fighting, the company's financials would be down. And in the more recent years, there's been a big surge in, emerging contenders, new fighters, and obviously if McGregor comes back, that's going to be huge for them financially. But they're doing great without him right now, and I'm really excited to what potentially could happen if he came back. Or there's so many other superstars that have been out, and there's rumblings of legends coming back, and that would just do great for the sport.
Yeah.
So
hey, maybe Ken Shamrock can come out of retirement yet again.
Maybe I'll go against Joseph on the undercard when we did a catch weight.
Yeah, I'll go against Meet Kevin. You go against Joseph.
Yeah, you gotta hope that he doesn't hit you with a beer bottle. That's your only concern, I think.
It's all right. I can. I'm sure I can dodge it. I'm pretty sprightly.
Yeah, he'll be seeing 3 or 4 of you. So I mean, it depends which one it will hit.
Well, what if he brings 2 beer bottles, 1 for each?
Oh, that's a 50% chance he could hit you then. So I mean, it's a game of inches. I'm starting to hate dividend stocks of the USA holding 15. What?
He's talking about the dividend tax rate.
Oh, F taxes. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Benchmarks evade tax.
100%. I do not enjoy tax time at all, but it's part of life. So
that's something I want to work on, is setting up my the Ryan Dangler Media LLC. I gotta work on that. That's something for 2024 that I'm definitely gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, I know a few things about setting up LLCs and whatnot.
I'll need to have you be my personal tax guy. Yeah. You can't screw me over though, because we have this all on documentation.
Maybe we set up a little empire, call it maybe CFK Media Enterprises Incorporated, and just have each of our channels under that umbrella.
So it'll be like the Disney of finance. YouTube won't go public.
Exactly. I'll be Bob Iger, and I don't know if I want to be Bob Iger, but
Yeah, it's all fun and games till we have to cut a dividend. Analytics are down really bad for 1 month, and we have to cut our healthy competitive dividend.
No, how about will be the Berkshire Hathaway of?
That's
then I can be, since I'm older, I can be Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, and you can be Moneybags Warren.
Best and worst Christmas present, go.
Like that I've ever.
We got to do different. Should it be the current age, or should it be like an age of should we have like a set age, like as a kid?
Like when you say best and worst, like that I've ever received, or that I've ever seen.
Let's go. You've ever received.
Best and worst.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I would need. So I have a lot of Christmases in my history to go through mentally, so it might take me some time to process.
All right, I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
Best, I think, definitely would be. I think as a kid, I got a PlayStation. Mm-hmm. When you get like a console or PlayStation as a kid, I think that's probably the best thing. Like something you could just do all day. I think that's absolutely. Ooh, this is a good one. Stocks are a W or L Christmas gift. It's a gift that keeps on giving all year round, Clark. It's the gift that keeps on giving all year round, Clark. My Clark Griswold jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think definitely W. I don't know, though. I wouldn't like it though if I were like actually gifted like Christmas morning. If I got like $800 worth of stocks, just because you don't have anything to open. But just for Christmas morning, I wouldn't like it. The next day, I'd be fine.
So okay, I think. I'm thinking back. Okay, so have you ever heard of a type of thing that like called Micro Machines, the toy?
Let me look it up. Rings a bell. Micro Machines. Oh, I do. Like the race cars?
Well, there were like they have like army tanks and like soldiers and airplanes and stuff too. So I was more into like the ones that look like they could blow things up and that kind of thing. So they had like bases and stuff you could get to like, set stuff up on and all that kind of thing. So I think like the one I liked best was I got like the coolest base ever from my grandma, and it was just like, it was epic. Like I played with that thing for years, but like at the same time, and I hesitate to say worse, but like, but this was one that was given. This was one that was given to our family, the same grandma, but like we didn't own a ping pong table, but she gave us ping pong paddles and a ball once. but when we didn't notify, and so it was like something. I think she just like saw it and thought it was a good deal and like threw it in. So
No, I'd like to adjust my answer. By the way,
okay,
I got a Nerf gun when I was a kid. That's all
okay,
that's all I wanted back in the days. So I feel like
okay.
half PlayStation, half Nerf gun.
Yeah, yeah. So like I would say that's probably like it's not necessarily bad, but like contextually, it like didn't make sense.
All right, for our worst. So I have a family relative, and she's cheap, right? But she has money. She's
Yeah,
just like naturally cheap. It's kind of like a thing that runs on that side of the family. So a few years ago, we always get like these off-brand clothes that you can tell she got at like a Chinese auction or whatever.
Mhm.
Like the receipt will be on it. So I got this was horrible. It was like it was a skyline picture of like New York City. It was like one of those things like you put in the background. It was like a light up thing. It still had the Twin Towers in it,
Oh
and it had
no.
a it had a price tag on it. It was like $2.99.
Mhm.
That was bad.
Oh, I will say, um, I did have I had an aunt that and then
Or
like I was
frosted
pretty young
kid.
at this point. I was like 12 or something. Got me like a bunch of cologne because
Oh, that's
because she was like, "Cause I heard you smell,"
it's
was her
horrible.
reason. So
That's
like,
a double. That's
and I'm
double.
like, okay. I mean, I did like the smell of the cologne though, but
Yeah.
I think like just the insult that came along with it was probably yeah, not
All right.
not
I want to talk about one more thing. Unknown
sure.
brings up Microsoft, and that brings up the topic of monopolies.
Mm,
A company that has been accused left and right of monopolistic practices, mainly from the left. I hate to turn the channel into a Fox News network here. You know, the far right stocks, but
Arr, leftist scum. Arr, oh,
they're
the
coming.
liberals.
They're coming for friggin' Kroger. They're coming for Kroger and Albertsons, and that's
Oh,
kind of
because they
slouched
tried.
the stock. I want to hear your thoughts on this because I don't think we've covered it on the channel. Do you think the Kroger's Albertsons deal is seriously in jeopardy of going through, or do you think it's just a political stunt?
Mm, well, so and I I think they'll they'll probably be able to push it through.
Here's my thinking. If Microsoft, a company that has been continuously attacked
Yeah.
by, let's say it how it is, Lena Khan is she's a Democrat, obviously far left, and a lot of
Mhm,
people who are pushing, it's just historical. It's nothing personal,
mhm.
but like they're definitely pushing, to have way more restrictions on that
It-
kind of stuff.
yeah, but also in this country, generally speaking, the corporations tend to have more clout than the regulators
Yeah.
overall over long
So
periods.
yeah. So Microsoft was heavily attacked by them, and they didn't get blocked for the Activision Blizzard
Mhm.
deal.
Yeah.
I don't see why Kroger wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, and
Realize.
especially because it's like, okay, all right, let's think here. How on earth are you going to say Kroger Albertsons would have a monopoly on grocery?
Yeah, it's
Like, oh, you don't
they own
like
a lot of
Kroger
brands.
Albertsons?
They own a
Go
lot of
to Winco. Go to I mean, Winco may not be everywhere, but we have them all over here. Go to Walmart if you
Wegmans,
want to slot.
Target.
Target, yeah, go to Target. Contribute to Ryan's dividend.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like there's a lot of it's kind of natural that there would be like consolidation in that general industry because it's expensive and you need efficiencies of scale to make a profit at grocery. You can't mark up, apples by too much or people will go get their apples elsewhere, right?
Yep.
And you need good distribution, all that kind of thing. Like the only way a grocery store can do well without being like a giant company is like if it's like really niche or something like that, or
Yeah.
someone that really knows their lane, like Sprouts. But even then, they're a publicly traded company. They're not small by any means. And by the way, that's another competitor if you don't want to go to Kroger Albertsons, right?
Yeah. So Kroger's like, I'm definitely considering adding more to the stock. My
Yeah.
only issue, I'll pull up the financials here.
Honestly,
it's not as linear as like the growth like I'd love to see with the free cash flow, but like
yeah.
it's I think like under $45 is a solid price for it, especially with everything else going up. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're like it's kind of same with UPS as I talked about, which may or may
Yeah,
not be in
and
the portfolio still.
honestly, I do feel like from what I saw that they might be overpaying for Albertsons a little bit, to be honest with you.
If they have those 2 years of big free cash flow, though, I don't know why they wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of
But
like Target. You know, they had those 2 giant years of free cash flow, and they paid back 20-50% dividend hikes and all those buybacks.
yeah.
But I think if Kroger's using that money to buy the business, I'm pretty bullish on it. So Kroger's definitely going to be one that's
Yeah,
he'll get added.
I don't think Kroger would do it if it was a bad business move for them.
And if it
they're
doesn't go
pretty sure.
through, what's like the penalty for them? That I'm genuinely asking.
I mean, anything that they spent like exploring and setting up the deal, I'm sure that a lot of attorneys and things like that had to like
How
draw.
significant do you think that'd be compared
No,
to?
not much.
Yeah, it's gonna
Like a
say.
few $1,000,000 maybe.
Yeah, enough. Yeah,
Which to a company that size is a very small amount of money.
yeah. All right, we're at that part of the show. 45 minutes.
Ooh.
It's going to be our last of the year. So it's a little sad. Ranking Christmas songs. So everybody get ready. We're going to be ranking Christmas songs from S tier to F tier. We have a lot to get through. So
Are these just classics or?
These are all classics. These are some of them. I don't believe most of them you should know, but definitely these are all classics. These are some new rock in there as well. So everybody get ready. This is going to be Holly Jolly. All right, Let It Snow.
That's pretty high up.
A tier.
Yeah, I think it's got to be A tier.
Let It Snow. Winter Wonderland.
Every time I listen to it, it gets stuck in my head. So
yeah, Walking in a Winter Wonderland.
That's also pretty high up. Yeah, and I'm a little biased. I like classic Christmas songs.
I did too.
So this is going to be probably pretty heavily weighted towards the top of the tier list. Sorry if people want to.
There will be. We've had enough. We have had enough of a lot of D and C tier after last episode of doing the finance channels. True. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I mean, C tier maybe.
It's beginning to look. If it's like the Michael Bublé one, I think that's got to go down. That just kind of gets annoying after a few.
Yeah, I mean, this one I don't feel any particular nostalgia towards this one. So you can drop it down if you want.
Wow, unknowns. Is it just me or is it quiet in here? Well, it's a Friday night. We did do it early, and I'm sure a lot of people have holiday obligations to go to tonight, and we have the pleasure of having Double D's in here and unknowns.
And we didn't push it as hard as we should have in Discord either.
Yeah, our apologies. I mean, we've had pretty solid viewership throughout the night. I think we peaked at 9 or 10 viewers, so I mean that's not solid. I'm gonna vote. If it's the Michael Bublé one, C. Holly Jolly Christmas. Oh, that's got to be S or A.
Yeah. I would say at least A, but I could go S on that one.
S tier. Yeah. Silver Bells. I'm gonna vote B tier.
Yeah, that's pretty mid for me. Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman.
I mean, A tier, B tier.
I think B tier. It's solid. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I think that's A tier.
Yeah, I think that's A tier too.
Oh, great one for a finance channel. Silver and gold.
Maybe A tier because it's on theme.
Yeah, it is. Blue Christmas. It's weird because I think Blue Christmas is more of one of those songs that you play when everybody's outside, when everybody leaves. Grandma brought the pie over, but everybody's full. I think I usually play it after Thanksgiving, which is kind of the weird thing. But I think everybody leaves. After everybody leaves is a good kind of mood song.
I don't know. You thinking like B tier?
Yeah, I don't listen to it like it's not definitely a go-to, but. Christmas time. Oh, the Charlie Brown one. That's definitely A tier. Definitely one to just chill to. What do you think?
Yeah. You can. Yeah, you can throw that one in A tier. I think.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Oh, that's gotta be S tier. I'm voting S tier. If it's Frank Sinatra.
That's true. I mean, when we're talking classic Christmas songs and Frank Sinatra, who is the classic of the classics.
Unknown, that's fake news. You do have a life. Real men come on here on Friday nights.
And
Like I said.
I swear I remember people in my grandparents' generation, especially just loving the Frank Sinatra versions of any of these songs if they had them. So yeah, so that was what I would have been hearing on like in the background and stuff. So
Sleigh Ride. Just hear those. B, maybe I'm gonna vote
yeah,
B.
yeah. It's kind of average.
Caroling. Do you know this?
Not really, no.
All right, nope. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
At least B tier, I think.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
that deserves at least a B tier.
That's a little overplayed.
It's not
but
my
it's
favorite,
alright.
but it's pretty good.
White Christmas.
Ooh, I think don't you have to go pretty high on that one, to be honest?
Yeah, that I think. What do you think? A tier?
Yeah, I think A tier. I think A tier is appropriate. Like
For a Target investor, I can't put it in S tier. And Starbucks too.
No, it's got to check its privilege. It's got to go down to A tier.
Yeah. I'll be home for Christmas. I'm gonna vote B. B or
Yeah.
A tier.
Just B tier is fine.
Played it at our school play as a kid. Happy holidays. Oh, this is funny. My dad always kind of mumbles it as a joke. It's funny though.
Yeah,
like
well, honestly, I think it loses points for saying happy holidays and not anything
tier.
about Christmas. So
Absolutely. Baby, it's cold outside. Oh my goodness.
yeah. I'll have to use that line.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, that's a good one when you're trying to bust a move, bro. Trust me on that.
Yeah, and then you get accused of rape.
Therefore, C tier. No,
the Christmas waltz. I don't know that one. Do you?
Not so much. No.
All right, we'll put it. Mistletoe and holly.
C tier.
Well, this got to be automatic S tier because it's the intro for my channel. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Break down Santa Claus.
It's a banger, to be honest.
That is a banger. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of cultured stuff here. When Christ was born on Christ. Oh, you know that one?
All right. No. Just no, bro.
Was born on Christmas Day and Christmas Day and Christmas Day.
That sounds horrible, bro.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. It's like a pirate song. Oh, stop it. God rest ye merry gentlemen. And you got it on that one.
Do we tell me this. Is it 12 Days of Christmas on here anywhere?
It's gotta be. There's no 12 Days of Christmas right here.
Okay, that's S tier.
Yeah. On the first day of Oh, we should have made a song. That would have been hilarious. On the first
We still got a couple days, bro.
Oh, we could. Oh, that'd be so funny. I'm thinking of actually that'd be great tomorrow if I'd work on that. Oh, fuck. Oh, that'd be funny. Christmas Eve, I might have to bust it out. On the first day of Christmas, meet Kevin gave to me one DUI.
Allegedly.
Oh, this would be great. Sleigh Ride is B.
Yeah.
Oh Holy Night. Oh, this is a banger. What they have on at night? Oh Holy Night. Oh, I'm voting A tier.
All right, man. A tier it is.
Carol of the Bells. Do 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 do.
Oh, that's pretty high up.
That's definitely. I think that's S tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say A if not S. Yeah.
Happy Christmas. War is over. This one's growing on me a lot.
Which war? World War II, the Civil War.
So this is Christmas.
The War of 1812.
I hope you had fun. I think that's A tier.
All right. You can.
It grows on you. Jingle Bell Rock. That's S tier. I don't want to hear anything about
dude. Yeah. So literally,
For a
couple nights ago, we were. I literally threw on the classic Christmas playlist on a speaker, and that's what we listened to the whole shift.
Rocking around the Christmas tree. That's another A or S tier for sure.
I think A tier for that one, definitely.
Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
It's funny, but probably B tier. I don't really think of it as.
Oh, boo. All I want for Christmas is you. Oh.
What was that? What was that noise?
Oh, that's overplayed for the last 2 months. That's what it's been. That's
We could drop it to C tier for being overplayed. If you want.
I don't think. But I'd like to judge a song. It's like some of those songs that will blow
All
up
right,
on
B
social
tier then.
media. B tier, yeah, it's fair.
Decent, but they've overplayed it more than
Yeah.
what it deserves. Okay, fair
It's
enough.
always funny when you hear it from out of nowhere. Last Christmas, I think that's S tier, right? Oh,
Okay. All right.
I think most people, dude, you can't be a real gym bro if you don't like Last Christmas.
Whoa, can't be a real gym
You
bro.
can't be a real. We can't be a real. If you've never listened to Last Christmas, just walking out the gym late at night, you've never done that. That's a spiritual moment.
Okay, I'll take your. Maybe I'll try it.
Little Saint Nick, that's a good song. Beach Boys. When A get do 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 do.
You
B tier?
thinking A or B?
I think B tier.
Yeah.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. D tier. My vote.
I don't know that. I'm not even really thinking of the song. So yeah.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
That sounds lame. Put it in D tier.
Yeah, it's close to F tier too. Santa Baby.
Is that like the Boss Baby or
Santa Baby? Oh, please get me stocks like I'm Jeremy. For me. You ever hear that?
Mm-mm.
Not
ringing any jingle bells.
Oh, have we done Jingle Bells yet? No. Oh, fully. Yeah, there it is. Jingle Bells.
Yeah, I think just regular old classic Jingle Bells is probably S tier for Christmas.
Yeah. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
That's some messed up trauma from childhood.
Yeah. B tier. It's good. Silent Night.
Okay, that's probably A tier.
Oh, I agree.
It's a pretty good one.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, that's S tier, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Deck the Halls.
Probably A tier. That's a pretty good one.
Feliz Navidad. That's S tier.
Feliz Navidad, prospero año feliz.
Do a Hanukkah one. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
All right, Dreidel's awesome. That song slaps.
That's S tier. All of our Jewish viewers would be happy to hear. We don't leave them out like other channels.
We're not anti-Semitic, and apparently we support Israel because we support the Dreidel song.
We're neutral. We're neutral, gender neutral, just like Target. Let's see.
That checks out.
Let's see. I don't. Anything we're missing here? Any last right? Have you ever listened to I saw three ships come sailing in?
No, not ringing. It's not ringing anything in my mind.
That's solid. That's a B tier. Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I think it's a little.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
A tier.
Is it the Tay Zonday version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I see. I don't see anything crazy left that we've missed here.
I mean, I think we've gotten most of my favorites. So
yeah, the classics we got.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, this is the new quote of the year. Ryan, where did you get your money from? Because I was asking Dan where he got his cash from the other night, and now he's turned the table on me. So go to see.
Where'd you get your money?
Yeah, I thought he sold a CVS, but apparently it was birthday money. Jordan, he got his money from selling. Jesus Christ, I can't say that. Yeah, I can get away with a few bombs then and there, but I can't get away with that.
I got mine from selling my body.
I know Joseph Carl. I know Joseph Carlson is just lingering right now, trying to find me to say something against the community guidelines to report it, so I won't say anything. Ladies and gentlemen, we've hit the 1 hour mark, and will we be here next in this year? Do we have one more show this year? I gotta check my calendar.
New Year's Eve is next Sunday.
Oh, it's New Year's. All right, so we have one more stream for the rest of the year.
Yeah, the 30th should be next Saturday, which I mean, I'll be I'll be up for that.
I'll be up there. I'll be there too. Ladies and gentlemen, we not only from the Cashflow Kings Live hope you have a great Christmas Eve and the 23rd. Stay safe. Fiscal, where can the people find you?
That at the link in the description. Come to my channel, subscribe to it. I mean, most of you probably are anyway. Join my Discord. The link might be in the description. If not,
Yeah,
it's
a
in
lot of stuff has been. A lot of stuff can go down in that Discord that I sometimes you'll see Rated R Ryan on there.
Hey, my Discord, we had an interesting discussion about crypto. I shat all over crypto, because I don't think it's an investment, and I think people who say that it's an investment are dummies. And I talked some trash about Stockmo. It was pretty great.
Yeah, if you ever catch me on Fiscal's Discord, I'm probably arguing with grown men on there. So if that's the case, we'll see you on there. I don't have anything to promote except the Do Dividend Stocks.Drugs merchandise, which you all know where to find that. The link's in the description for sure.
It's
I'm sure.
Fabulous.
Always look down. Get a big pump. Feel big in it. Look big. Feel big. You are big. Thank you all for watching.
You get big.
Have a good Christmas. Eat lots of cookies. Get a pump. Eat more cookies. That's it. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. From the Cashflow Kings Live, Do Dividend Stocks, Not Drugs. Merry Christmas, and always remember,
Cashflow is king.
Oh yeah, baby.